We see forensics everywhere, and everybody has heard of some type of forensics like fingerprints or ballistics, but the truth is that there is no national standard for forensic testimony, and there's no actual science behind these techniques. Fingerprints are the most widely used of all the forensic techniques, and for over 100 years, fingerprints have been used to identify criminals. In 2004, there were explosions on the subways of Madrid, and the Spanish police found partial fingerprints on a bag of detonators, and they sent the prints to Interpol, who forwarded them to the FBI, who ran them through the system, and then they found a match to an attorney in Oregon named Mayfield. The FBI has said that fingerprints are 100% certain, and there's a 0% chance that they could be wrong, and fingerprint examiners are taught there's only one person with that fingerprint, but there's no actual scientific basis for that. The scientific basis is the fact that nobody has been found to have the same fingerprints before. And the standard for how similar fingerprints have to be to one another to determine that they come from the same person varies by the laboratory and the witness, and it's the experience and the judgment of the examiner. When they ID'd Mayfield, they found out that he was a Muslim active in his community, and he thinks that that's what led to his arrest. He claimed that he wasn't a terrorist and he'd never been to Spain. The only evidence they had against him was the partial fingerprint. 3 examiners said that Mayfield's fingerprint was a match, and Mayfield's lawyer brought in an examiner to test the print to see if he would say that it wasn't a match, and hoping that he would say it wasn't a match, and even the independent expert said that it was a match. So this is 4 different people saying that these fingerprints are a match. And then the Spanish police matched the fingerprints to an Algerian, and this is the first time 2 people had the same fingerprints. The National Academy of Science said that many forensic sciences have never been exposed to stringent scientific scrutiny, and they don't meet the fundamental requirements of science. With fingerprints, it includes analyzing blood spatter, matching hair and fiber, and ballistics analysis. Most controversial is a bite mark analysis, which produces a high percentage of false positives. In Mississippi in 1990, Levon Brooks was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison based on bite mark testimony, even though he was working in a bar at the time of the murder and he had witnesses. And then after 12 years in prison, DNA evidence got him out. DNA is a form of forensic science developed by medical doctors instead of law enforcement, and has had decades of scientific scrutiny, so it is considered valid. It is the only discipline that consistently produces results that you can actually rely on. DNA has called into question the basic reliability of other forensic sciences. In the Casey Anthony case, when they found the skeletal remains of her daughter Kaylee, there was no evidence at all as to who killed her or how she even died. And there was a phone call made to police that alleged a smell of a dead body in the trunk of Casey Anthony's car. And the prosecution brought in an expert on decomposition to do a smell test to determine if the smell in the trunk was actually a dead body. And his opinion was that you just have to trust that he knows the smell, and this has never been done before. There's no system for monitoring expert witnesses. The American College of Forensic Examiners International offer over a dozen credentials like certified forensic physician. And the National Academy of Sciences report recommends mandatory certification of forensic expert that says some certifying organizations appear to lack stringent requirements, such as the ACFEI. And in the video that I watched for this, for $600, you can become a member and take an entry-level course for expert witnesses. They give you videos and a study guide to prepare for the test, and a journalist student sent in her bachelor's degree and resume. She passed the test, and now she is a certified expert witness, which is utterly ridiculous because she has a degree in journalism. What does she actually know about testifying and being an expert witness? So that's a severe lapse in the criminal justice system. Experts need to be scrutinized, and these forensic needs to be scrutinized. They have to go through the testing that DNA has gone through, since that is the only discipline that actually continuously produces real results. Bad forensic evidence not only puts innocent people in jail, but it also keeps criminals on the street. And I believe that things like fingerprinting and ballistics are used because it's easy for a jury to understand, but just because it's easy to understand doesn't make it correct. There should be plenty of ways that you could easily explain sciences to a jury, and there's really no reason that these techniques need to be used if they don't work and they constantly produce bad results.